Hey yo, my name is Beyonce, and no, I can't sing, but I can draw, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Once again, I require a little bit of your imagination. Just pretend that this is a beautiful art studio, there's not a bed back there, and there's no sock on the floor. Beautiful art studio, and you know it's a beautiful art studio because there's a pencil. How could you have a pencil in a bedroom? That doesn't make any sense. I bet nobody else has such an intricate art instrument in their bedroom. So. Alright, today's topic is lips. So if you're tired of drawing burger buns or that straight line thing that we always do, this video is for you. Trust me guys, this is a video I wish I had when like 4 years ago or 2 years ago when I was drawing. Oh my god, I just imagine if I could go back in time and tell my younger self like, ugh. Oh man, I already know what I would say.
La 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 la, I'm the best artist around. My style is so unique, no one else can recreate it.
Oh, I said stop!
Beyonce. You're me from the future? Really? You never got any taller? Yikes. I mean, no, but like, that's not the point. I came here to deliver a very important message. What you're about to do today is going to jeopardize your entire future. Wait, what year are you from? I'm from the year 2020. Oh, does everybody just like that in the future? Like, I mean, no, you're just weird. Anyway, you're off topic. Think about the worst thing that could ever happen to mankind. You're gonna cause it. So wait, there's gonna be killer bees everywhere and a giant global pandemic, not just in America, but around the world. And at the same time, climate change will finally catch up to us, but our world leader will not have taken basic environmental science. And then the 2020 election will be so utterly terrible that an asteroid will just be careening so close to the Earth that everybody's just like, really? Come on. But we all just deal with it anyway. Is that it? I mean, like, all that happens too, but like, I mean, anyway, that's small potatoes compared to what you're about to cause. When you finish that drawing in 4 years, you're going to see it. And it's going to give you a terrible disease, the worst known to mankind. Second-hand cringe. Is that it? You big whiner. That's just my style. I like when the mouth does that weird open mouth thing. Gosh. Wait, what are you doing? It's not a style. It's just bad anatomy. Stop. Yeah, I forgot to mention that also happened. Yeah, I probably should have led with that now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, I guess I don't exist now, according to time theory. Ooh, disappearing. Sweet death.
So I clearly have too much free time, as you can see by that sketch, but let's skip the secondhand cringe and jump into anatomy. Don't do the burger buns, guys, don't do it. Instead, we're gonna start with what every anime artist is familiar with, the oral commissures, and that's just a little depression in the sides of the face where the muscles kind of work together. The cupid's bow is that purple shape that I'm drawing right now, and it's the structure that kind of leads into that philtrum ridge, which connects to the septum of the nose. If you want to know more about the nose, I got a great video about that. Lips are not just flat, they have fatty deposits. The upper lip has a V curve kind of fat deposit, and the bottom lip has just these two separate bumps. These are going to give your lip all that good shape and flavor. The dark green object that I'm drawing right now is just the chin and lip shadow. The darker and larger the shadow is, the bigger the bottom lip appears. There is a vermilion border on it's a ridge on the top of the lip, and it's that transition space between the rest of the face, and it's a little lighter in value, so you can add some shine on it. It's really fun. So now you got your awesome screenshot, so now you can screenshot and study. So if you want to know a little bit about proportions, the top lip is about 1/3 the size of the bottom lip, and the bottom lip is kind of 2/3. This is a good proportional idea when you're drawing lips, and it keeps you from fatty lip syndrome, if you know what I'm saying. Yikes. All right, so I know you're probably saying, Beyonce, I want to see this on some real lips. Don't worry about it, I got you. So you can see here the V curve, the philtrum, the cupid's bow, the oral commissures. You can see the fatty deposits, the chin shadow, and the vermilion borders. So it's really good to always see things in real time and on references. So now let's jump into how to do the step by step. Don't worry guys, it's super easy. First step, you're gonna draw the oral commissures with just a line going straight through. Then you're gonna build up that V curve using weighted lines, and make sure your oral commissures kind of just curve in just a slight bit. Now I'm drawing the cupid's bow in that nice purple shade in the philtrum ridge. This step is optional. I'm just really accentuating my fatty deposits in this step. You don't have to do this, especially if you're drawing thin lips. I just think it's fun. So now I'm just drawing in that chin shadow. Remember, the darker and larger the chin shadow is, the bigger the lips appear. And then I'm just drawing in some rough shading, just making sure it's extra dark in that region between the V curves. For the lighting, just accentuate those fatty deposits. Here's just a really weird kooky lip thing I did, just to show you guys how it looks when it's all good and colored. So something I see is artists kind of have a hard time placing the lip. They usually try to put it too close to the chin. So just for a good reference, the lip is going to be halfway between the nose and the chin. Just give it a good distance between there. All right, let's jump into 3/4 view. This is the hardest view for me, and this is the one where I see a lot of experimentation. So what you're gonna wanna do is imagine the lip on a can, basically, because lips are not just flat structures just sitting on like a piece of paper. They are on this cylindrical surface. So it's going to be protruding out. You're gonna see some from the midline. The midline is gonna be coming out a little bit more. It's gonna be wrapping around that entire surface. So don't worry, we're gonna break this down in directional ways. What I mean by that is the V curve kind of shows the direction that the lips are going in. You can see by these little example references I'm drawing right now, you can clearly see what direction the face is in. But when you're drawing the V curve just super in no direction at all, you can't really see it. It looks very bad. Let's talk about some overlap. So when your face is turning into the distance, the facial features are gonna have some overlap, and this is very particular or very prominent in the lips because of those very fatty deposits. They like to kind of curve on top of each other. So right now I'm just doing a really rough sketch of a 3/4 view lip, and I'm going to show you where that V curve and those big lip deposits on the bottom kind of curve over each other. So just practice tracing this or redoing it yourself a few times. All right, time for my favorite view, 1/2 view. It's so easy. You're just going to draw on your nose. Make sure that you leave a little space between the nose and the mouth for that philtrum ridge. And when your mouth is in 1/2 view, it's going to tilt downward. That's just how mouths naturally rest. Think triangle and a circle for those ridge bumps. I've seen some pretty creative bumps, but they're pretty much going to be in the shape of a triangle and a circle. Then you can add those lip lines and you're donezo. So we're going to talk about some open mouth view. I've seen some creative interpretations of the open mouth and side view. But what you got to remember basically is that the chin moves down and back. So that bottom lip should just be a little bit further back, and that chin should be just pushed down a little bit. You can see I'm just kind of showing you where the chin is just being pushed down by just showing you guys a little bit more. And you can add some, if you want to be a little bit spicy, you can add some creases in the cheeks right there by the nose, just to kind of accentuate that very intense scream or, I don't know, open mouth thing. So just remember, triangle and circle, chin moves down and back, and you're golden. Lip things that will give me a heart attack: too much or too little V curve, guys. Too little V curve reminds me of a burger bun. Too much V curve just looks like an abomination. So find yourself a nice middle ground, and remember, in between the V curve, just have a little bit more of a dark line. All right, world's lowest mouths. So you might think, man, I never do low mouths, but I guarantee you, if you're an anime artist, at least once you've drawn your mouth super low and super close to the chin, because I have. So anime artists tend to keep that mouth really close to the chin, but in reality, it's halfway between that chin and that nose, and the mouth is just as big as the nose or a little bit bigger, so it should never be going too far into the cheeks. This is the biggest lip sin in my opinion: not varying your line weight and just kind of outlining the lips. Oh, ouch, my heart. Somebody around the world is doing it right now. Oh, I'm getting a heart attack. Woo, false alarm, guys, but be careful. You might give your teacher a heart attack. All right, so what you're gonna do instead is make sure to vary your line weight, especially in areas of intersections. So if you want to be a good line artist, make sure your lines are thicker in those areas of intersection and shadow. Art styles without style. Warning, do not explore art style without an understanding of anatomy. I've seen a lot of people ask me, hey, I want to work on my art style, but if you don't understand anatomy, your art style is always going to look a little bit weird. This is what I mean by world's lowest mouth. Where is the chin? This is an old drawing of mine, and I hope it burns. And the teeth, oh my gosh, those teeth are terrible. Speaking of teeth, let's do that right now. Alright, so think can. You see that toy that probably gave us nightmares? That thing is perfect for visualizing the teeth because it helps you think, okay, these teeth are not just rectangles in my mouth. They're like cylinders, and they really do look like that when you get rid of all the cheeks and stuff. So I'm just drawing the general shapes right now, and it's so important to know the shapes. So when you're drawing, you don't need to know the names, but know the shapes. On each side of the mouth from the front view, you're going to see about maybe 5 or 6 teeth on either side. You probably won't see anything more than that just because the molars are way back there. So let's do labeling. The blue is called the central incisors, the green are the lateral incisors, the yellow are the sharp canine boys, and the purple are the premolars. I didn't label the molars because you can't really see them at this perspective. It's really important to know your proportions of your teeth or you're going to end up with something like this. Am I the only one who remembers this show? Oh my god, it gave me nightmares. Alright, let's talk about when the mouth opens. So when the mouth opens up slightly, you're only going to see the top teeth. You're not going to see too much of the bottom teeth if the mouth is just opening up. So, don't do that, guys. It looks like the mouth is just like very droopy. See, look at that. It looks so much better. All those top teeth, just a little bit of bottom teeth. So let's talk about step by step. So step 1, draw the mouth holes. People have often told me I get overwhelmed when I'm drawing open mouths. Don't get overwhelmed, just draw the mouth hole. Don't even worry about the teeth. So remember, the mouth is gonna hook a little bit when the mouth is open, and you're gonna see just a little bit of cheek meat in those corners. All right, now you're gonna draw just those like basic mouth guard shapes, just the cylinders. Boom, and you're good. We're gonna get a little bit fancy though, and we're gonna add the teeth shapes. So if you've been practicing your teeth shapes, you can do this a-okay. Just put your 2 front teeth in there, your laterals, and your canines, and you're gonna see a little bit of bottom teeth just because this mouth isn't too open. If the mouth was more open, you would see a lot more bottom teeth, but not for this mouth. Now we're gonna draw our fatty deposits. So for these fatty deposits, it's important to remember when your mouth is opening up, you're gonna see it's gonna stretch out the fatty deposits, so you're not gonna see as much cupid bow. You're not gonna see all of that. We have our awesome sketch. Let's do a trace. So when you are doing your outlines, remember to vary your line weight, and what I mean by that is in areas of shadows or intersections, your lines are just gonna be a little bit thicker. So underneath that lip area, you're just gonna have a thicker line. In the corners of the mouth, your lines are gonna be thicker. This applies to the teeth too, so do not individually trace the insides of the teeth. You can see that I didn't even do anything in the middle area. I instead accentuated those bottom parts of the teeth. If you don't do that, it's gonna make it creepy. So instead, use the gums to give the teeth their shape. All right, the step, I forgot what step we're on, but let's talk about some shadows. So something that I see a lot of people forget is that the teeth are inside the mouth, so there are gonna be shadows on the teeth being casted on by the lips. All right, let's do some anatomy quick tips. I think these are going to be very helpful and really quick refreshers. So when you're drawing your teeth, it's important to remember that the top teeth sit on top of the bottom teeth because of just how the mouth works. Sometimes people may have an under or over bite. It just depends, but generally that's how they're going to look. All right, let's talk about some proportions. So we already talked about how when the lips are closed, your mouth is generally going to be as big as the nose or maybe slightly even bigger. So when you're drawing an open mouth, your mouth will extend to maybe in the middle of the eyes. I've never seen anybody's mouth extend past the eyes, but I encourage you to look at references. This is a good rule to follow. All right, we never went over 3/4 mouth perspective when it was open, so we're gonna do that right now. So the big things to remember is to keep in mind that can shape, but also keep in mind that the teeth are going to, they're gonna not be foreshortened, but you're not gonna see as many teeth on that right side. So you may see, you're gonna see your 2 front teeth, you might see a lateral, barely even a canine. So I'm just gonna draw the teeth in really quick. The right tooth is just a little bit smaller than the left tooth for the 2 front teeth. That just shows the perspective. But the big thing to remember for the 3/4 view is it opens up with kind of that angle. So just practice drawing that. All right, let's talk about stylized lips with style. So I know you guys are anime artists or you're into anime and you don't want to be doing really fully blown out lips all the time. So I'm just drawing a few stylized anime lips that I give my a-okay. They practice anatomy and they follow all the rules that you need to know about line weight, and even the teeth. I made them very nice and simple, but I didn't over trace my teeth. I made sure that I kept in my line weight and just playing around with my shapes. So if you guys want some good stylized lips to copy, I encourage you to try these. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I like to show off some of my students' awesome work. This is Instagram Confused Pomegranate, and this is one of my students, Runic from Orange Team. Thank you guys, and turn in your assignments early.